Hey guys, this is Habit versus Flying Limousine. This is the 14-16 loss on Nuke. This is October 8th scrim. Oops. All right, so I think the first thing that I wanted to do to make this most effective was to review the entire T side first, because I know overall T side on Nuke is a much more difficult um, side, difficult half. But I realized that like you guys hit a great T side and everything went really well. Um, and almost all of your rounds could have been won. In fact, there's only like one or two occasions where the enemy team just had like a really good retake. If you look at I think round what was it? Round 13 and 14, they actually traded really well. Like we traded really well. You guys traded really well, and we ended up losing to a couple of like not checked corners, a couple of situations where frankly the CTs hit decent shots, and we missed some of ours. But there's a number of situations where we do a good job checking corners, and we get our frags, and then there's other times that we get timing. So on our T pistol overall, what they end up playing is like a really standard setup, and this is one of the tough things to see. Um, One on top of hut, one back silo, just covering hut, and literally this guy is just shoulder peeking. He's just kind of checking, seeing what's there. Hut top of hut is really the guy who's going to take contact, and then their outside player is just probing to make sure there's no massive rush outside. And he's coming. He's playing like the angles that allow him to see silo, and then when contact comes in, no big deal. We lose to the deagle, or not deagle, fucking dualies. And that's how it goes. And in fact, that's how both of our force rounds go. So it's really not until round 4, and in fact, I'm just gonna skip to it. It's not until round 4 that we start playing Counter Strike. That there's more to look at. All right, here we go. So I think on this round overall, there's like this is first of all the biggest picture is that you guys have I think a good default where you hold back correctly and Collide gets a free pick. So we get two sides, two T side rounds where Collide actually gets a freebie, and it's super important on rounds like that. To make sure that we lose nothing afterwards, because it builds our economy. If you look later, there's a place where we're forcing, and then we lose a 3K to a Deagler. We give him something for free that he totally didn't deserve, and sadly and unfortunately, our economy as a result is like 2 rounds behind where it could have been. So one of our rushes that happened later as a result of our broken eco, it actually cost us like bigger. This could have been like a 10-5 half, as a result of that 3K. So Collide gets that pick. You guys do a good job of holding against the outside rush, or like sorry, against the flank as a result of Collide's pick. Ball of smokes is in the air, and right here, this is the biggest problem. That double kill, this is a really standard way, and I know Collide gets another pick on the door guy. This coverage is the same exact coverage that you'll see if you watch the SOAR Gaming review. And the reason that people do this is because walls of smoke are just so powerful right now that what you need to do to combat an Opera holding all the way back catwalk outside of heaven is to drop a smoke, is to have a flash that pops right here in the ground, inside the smoke. When a flash pops inside the smoke, because of the way that Counter-Strike renders, it can't be dodged. Like if you don't know it's coming, and a T running around this corner right here, like the first T can literally left click a flash off this wall. It'll bounce off here, and it'll be inside the smoke, so the Opera won't properly be able to dodge it. When a flash comes off inside that smoke, you can't see it, but you still get full blind by it. And another T could also launch a flash either before or after the one that gets bounced into the smoke. Other than that, this round came off very well. Like, I think we do a good job of trade fragging here. And it just so happens that one of their CTs, that Oscar guy, is like crawling through the middle of the fucking open in sight. I don't know why he's doing that. But here, we actually have decent coverage when we come in to plant. Collide's got vent on lock. We've just cleared out all of secret halls and fouls in the other side of secret halls near the control room. So this is actually the correct. I feel like this is the correct execution of the round, minus the 2 op picks. But we actually won this in spite of the double op trade back. After Collide gets one and then he gets another. So this is actually that was perfect played under the round. Or sorry, under the op. So I like this round as well. This is the 5th round. This is Wall of Smokes, and this is, by the way, this is the second time that Collide gets a pick in a row. Gets a free pick here. This is a Wall of Smokes to the ARAP. My only problem with this round is that one flash could again have been put into could have been used outside during this setup, because if the opera is just sitting here and he's on this cat, he knows for sure that no one's crossed the secret, and he could actually be calling an ARAP depending on how he sees it, depending on where he goes, because this opera can drop off to this railing, and you're going to see people do this. People are going to drop off to this railing, and then if you were to wrap through this smoke, they would see that right away. And if they were to have no control and not know what to do and not have lost anyone, meaning if Collide didn't get a pick earlier, this opera might be sitting here and be ready for what you guys do end up doing dry here. So I'm just thinking in terms of selling the fake, double selling the fake. Just something to think about. One of the themes of our entry into A is that we don't seem to check this area. We also don't seem to check vent. And it's okay not to actually check all the way into vent, but I think it's really crucial that we check this area. We lose a couple rounds to it later, which end up being crucial. As we entered site, there was a situation where I think Viathan and Foul specifically were running up here and looking for frags, and unfortunately, because of the way that these angles work, and I think they correctly killed Heaven, or whatever the fuck you want to call this ledge. They correctly killed that area, but no one checks this spot to see about the swing. Now, I understand that this death happened much earlier. Like, this op pick happens earlier. Was that an op pick? I can't remember right now. Those picks happen a lot earlier, but it's just one thing to think about. Alright, so 6th round. This is an anti-eco that we lose. I'm going to fast forward to where we actually lose it and why. By the way, the CT half of this I'm actually doing live. So I still appreciate holding default here, simply because you don't know what they're going to do, and I think either Sensei or Foul just gets caught here off guard a little bit, while someone actually walks into his crosshair. We're gonna watch it from our perspective. Yeah, someone actually just walks into his crosshair, and he had just swapped back to his weapon. All right. What we really lost 2 players to was this hut location again. And by the way, we're gonna watch this again. What we lost 2 players to was the kind of thing that can be fixed by having, at the same time that someone is walking, that 2 people are walking in a hut, having one person walking up into this corner to look towards vent, or even possibly running out, like swinging out. The reason that I like this corner is that you can come up to this corner, and if there's someone in this area and he starts shooting, door can swing out. And the other thing is that this corner allows you to shoulder peek against Mini, in case there's a Deagler Mini, who by the way wins them the round, which there happens to be, and who then wins them the round. That's what I meant to say. So we're going to watch this again up close. Alright, so Sensei comes in. Hang on a second. There we go. So you guys are doing the VP execute, and I don't know if you noticed this, but the Molly comes right into hut, and this is so fucking perfect by him. Hang on one second. Did I just understand what just happened? I didn't see a smoke. I don't know where that smoke came from. Alright. So I like the setup here. This is all that... This is like basically... This is like a basic straight A take. This is everything you need for an A take. And now I'm going to slow down. Okay, cool. Slow down too early. Alright, so... that's what it is. Okay, so for whatever reason... I don't know why that smoke is like rendering the way it's rendering. But our two mollies are correct. They're right. They're perfect. Except the VP molly, the top hut molly, fails. And then when we come in... I think that Sensei is just still swapping to his gun, and that's why he gets surprised, or that's why he gets caught there. So, ultimate insta trades, but here, right here, as ultimate's coming out, he's calling that one's heaven, and so Foul is coming out to help him, but you've already mollied this spot. So there's no reason not to check that, not to have someone in that vent corner. Or sorry, looking at that vent corner when you come through hut. Meaning Foul is actually technically looking at nothing. And right now, we just watch, you know, there's just too many targets for Viathan to deal with when he's the guy outdoor. And that's, you know, that's part of what happens. To be honest there, the guy in vent got his kill, sorry, the guy outside of vent got his kill very quickly, and it was good on him. But at this point, we've basically, in an anti-force, we've gone a little too fast into A, where Collide really hasn't found anything yet. There's over a minute left on the clock when we kind of execute there. That's just something to think about. There's no way he's going to survive that. Getting knifed is... whatever. Oh, this is a straight A hit with good trades. And R8. Oh, that's right. Round 8 was a very good round with very good trades. It was a better anti-force. One thing I didn't like was that Foul got timinged, and when he's like solo in lobby, and I think it's by the guy who walks through door. When you guys come back out to throw your smokes. Yeah, right here. So Foul is probing. He's probing correctly. He's tagged the fuck out of someone on top of hut. When he comes back in, this same guy has basically nothing to lose now, and remember, it's an anti-force. This guy's literally just looking around. And look at, I don't know if you saw the route that he ran, but he literally crouch walked under this window so that he couldn't be seen, so that in case like anything did happen, the guy, John, the guy inside hut, would be able to walk through at the same time. It just so happens that this Alifi guy gets the drop on Foul. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter because we come down into secret stairs, and you guys are group pushing together, which I really like. I really appreciate. This is a lot better. One person goes into control, but this is another spot, and this is a theme. You guys could move towards like after plant a little more effectively. Like Viathan had control of control room, and he doesn't keep it. And this trade that happens is kind of unfortunate. I'm not sure what this guy swinging around Silo was looking at, but this sort of stuff happens. Still 2 good trade kills at the end. Oops, I didn't mean to skip round 9. This is another example. The reason I want to go over round 9 real quick, it's a very good round for us, but we're going to wait until everyone gets us. Okay, cool. So we're all downstairs right now, and we've got vent already covered. We've got the after plant position for Foul. What the fuck? For Foul to sit in whatever, dark, I guess. So I'm not sure why Foul moves to door for almost no reason, and then he gets lucky dinked by the fucking mag. It's just a bad situation all around. However, I do like the recovery. Even though this is a shit crossfire, Like, ideally, you have Ultimate in the corner that he's in. You have Sensei coming down a decon, and you have Foul in this back corner. If you know that they're in secret, there's almost no way that they can win that round if you come back to a place where Foul doesn't get random dinked from the vent. Just something to think about. It's like macro. Hang on a second. Did we lose this round? Oh, fuck. Sorry. Okay. So... Nope, this was the fast A take. This is the anti-force. This is nothing. Sorry. Alright, 11. Collide probes on this round, which I like. He gets timinged at ramp, not that big a deal when he's like op picking ramp. Oops. And it's all fine. And our like the thing that I like the most about this is that we actually take secret correctly very quickly. And there's no op outside, and we may actually have known that from the economy. I don't know whether or not you do that. I do like the fact that we leave Foul outside. I like the lurk here, simply because they've lost a couple rounds to this outside nonsense, and you don't know whether they're going to send someone out here. Keep in mind, though, that from the Soar and Muffin Lightning demo, they may end up leaving someone in, and I'm not looking for your frags. Like, I'm not that concerned about that. We just saw Kalai get picked, right? So I'm going to slow this down. So this is the right timing. You guys are trading into A, and the trades are good. But again, by the way, there could be someone in secret stair there. That's all I was trying to say earlier. You guys are trading into A, but again, watch your route as you come in. I feel like Viathan and Ultimate are scanning some of the same spots. And what really could be happening is that one of you guys, Viathan specifically, could be checking this corner or Vent, right? Unfortunately, he ends up looking at the same place that we've already got coverage. We've already got heaven coverage with Foul, so it lets this Alifi guy get up vent for free. This is another round where we just lose a lot of ground, like a lot of people, to something that we don't need to lose to at all, which is that either the vent hiding or like the vent lurk, that lucky bullshit. And from here... How do I turn that off? There we go. Nice shot. All right. Round 12, we lose an anti-force. And I like the idea. We're going to slow down in a second. All right, so here we go. So I like the idea that we have here. We're back in our correct default, back to the original early rifle rounds of the game. And ultimately, Foul gets timinged again, which is going to happen. That's like a theme of Nuke, so don't worry about it. Timing is everything. But it does leave us with one man less to watch our flank. Now, 4 people are outside. They've lost a couple things to this outside nonsense, so they kind of know that we're going to have some outside bullshit going on. Case in point, they get a shot, they get a deagle on us from back red, or CT red, whatever it's called. Well, now it's blue. Fuck it. I think this is another round where we have a good idea, and we actually have control. Let me slow this down for a second. Here we go. After this guy's first shot, I don't know if you caught the timing on that. That guy took one shot and had to go back to rechamber. Our bomber has already got into place. Ultimate needs to be moving into the an actual afterplant, whether it's taking control or whether it's going to dark, because Sensei is already in his other afterplant. There's nowhere that Viathan can die from. In fact, all Viathan has to do is sit still and let his teammates take contact, and then he carries the round win, right? So once Sensei dies, which is unfortunate, but this is the kind of thing, this is just anti-eco, it happens, right? If Foul doesn't get picked earlier, none of this happens. But that's timing. Here, unfortunately, this trade frag occurs when we already know that this guy's decon, right? And this is the location that John would be dead. That Alper may even be dead if we had ultimate up in control. And the other thing is that if ultimate was dark, he would have been able to kill this guy isolated from the op in such a way that it's possible. It's just possible for Viathan to still be alive at this point. That's all. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to mention for this round. It's rough because when you lose, these guys won as many, so they went 4 and 4. I think they won 4 forces, something like that, against us. Just something to think about. That's why I say it's a round. It's like a 10-5 half available to us. There's not that much to say about a round in which they hit their frags and we don't. That's all. I believe this one's even worse. Oh, sorry. One of the things I wanted to say about this round specifically is that I want to try. By the way, we straight rush. I want us to try something like a fake wall of smokes, like the Muffin Lightning execute into this exact rush. I'm not a huge fan of this afterplant, but because we're just hugging each other's dicks right now, and we give up all that secret hallway control. And Sensei spot is like the round win spot. I'm not sure. Like, ultimate spot's okay, but ultimate could have gone dark. Like, this is another round in which we just don't use dark. Maybe you guys dislike dark, and I don't know. Maybe that's a quirk of the team that I don't know about. Oh, round 15 is the best. All right, where we at? Let's go. We're gonna watch your whole round, foul. Sorry. All right. This is all a very good idea. Everything I've seen so far, I like. However, the second that they don't have metal footsteps back to B, this guy should know that it's not B. And this is how he knows that it's not B, because it's been like 10 seconds. He checks. He heard no metal footsteps. What the fuck? Everyone needs to shut the fuck up. There we go. He heard no metal footsteps, and then unfortunately, we don't check this vent corner again, and this guy kills us. Let's run that back for 2 seconds. And then we go live with CT side. All right. So I'll acknowledge it's a force from us, and we've won the half. As far as I'm concerned, we actually do a very good job of everything straight down into B. You leave bomb hidden, which I actually think is correct, and we make it very clear to the enemy team that we want B. Unfortunately, we're now in a 4v3, and we lose 2 players to just silly things, which I don't love. There's no reason that Sensei should be grabbing the bomb alone, especially after the correct good trade kill on control. Meaning, they've now... Sorry, I didn't mean to pause it. They now are aware of bomb. Or they now at least are aware that we were trying to get back to ramp, right? Meaning control saw our guy running back towards ramp and killed him. I actually don't remember, and I'm not going to rewind. Whether they saw the bomb first and then made that kill happen, or if they saw it afterwards. But it's just something to think about. Really, 2 people should have gone to get the bomb at least, especially because of the situation that we were in. By the way, there was more than one person who passed the bomb. I don't remember who it was. It was 2 people. But this guy plays this perfectly. He hides in the tightest corner. He tucks. Ultimate has footsteps afterwards, and it's kind of a pre-fire versus pre-fire. The CT player happens to win. Not that big a deal. Are we already on our T side? No, we're not. Okay, cool. Alright, so our CT side is about to start. I don't know what you guys do in pistol, so I'm gonna kind of take this part the same way that I did the previous reviews. Nice. So it looks like 1 downstairs to secret, 1 outside, and 1 just watching door. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the 1 and done here, but because you need to get out, it like makes perfect sense to me. The only thing that's different here that I've seen. Holy shit, Ultimate! You're nuts. Damn, dude. Nice fucking shots. You too, fell. Holy fuck, man. So if you watch the sword demo, the guy basically the person who's playing Foul's role, played back behind this hut, or not this hut, the top of this silo thing, and it's actually pretty fucking OP. I didn't realize until I reviewed that demo how OP it was. So we know one's out. I like the disrespect. This is actually really good. Because it makes them antsy and it baits a kill for Collide. When you know that your teammate is secret. That's what it's all about there. You should take your gun back out. Just be careful doing pro CS stuff. I feel like pros walk around with knives all the time when they could actually just be getting timinged. They don't, but this is a 6 spot. Oops. Why can't I find you? Oh my god. Sorry, everything. I missed your kill. I misclicked like 4 times. Then you should, on a round like this, you should actually be throwing the There's an HE that lands at, damn. We're gonna come back to it. Collides the door, he should win this round.
I just like got a lisp right there.
I don't know how that never works. I spray them down and they just P250. Like that never works. Watching them fall down. I don't get it. Dude, I want to fucking
Such a random ass. Oh my god, got this. Jesus. Maximum BM. Alright, hold on a second. We're gonna slow this down real quick. While you fuckers are in spawn. Vythin. So if you're running out here, there's a smoke that you can toss right up into the sky. I don't remember the exact lineup, but you can see it from the SOAR Muffin Lightning demo. And it lands right in this spot here. You can also follow it up. By the way, that's good against scouts and deagles and people being shitty, right? Because then all you actually have to watch is this angle and the jump up onto top of the box, right? And of course the wide peak. But if you have someone in secret, that's one way to deal with it. Here, once you set a pattern, you can start throwing those control smokes, right? And I'll get back to you guys in a second. You can start setting that control smoke and then bomb an HE right over the top of this, which hits anyone who's setting up like a standard garage smoke here, or anyone who's running along this line here, like people did, like they did to you on the eco Alright, so we're going to resume real quick. Collide's already taking his op down to secret. We know that there's 2, 3 smokes, 4 smokes outside. Or maybe it was 3 smokes and a flash. They're doing a wall of smoke that gets them secret control. Interesting. And this is actually the kind of situation where Leviathan, as I talked about on your T side, we'll get to you in a second, Collide. Leviathan, this is a great time to jump on top of this box, or over on top of this box, up to top red here. And Collide hits one shot. Nice shot, man. Sorry, I missed it. Let's see it. Oh, sorry. Never happened. No one saw that. You fall back to a crossfire. This should be an easy round one. Great job, guys. I like the secret crossfire. And I would be the worst caster ever. Or like worst cameraman. Fuck, I missed that too. Alright, I might have missed stuff here. I think I missed something. Not the kills, just the context of how we lost our position. So I think I'm going to watch this from Ultimate's perspective here. Just to understand what happens in ramp room. Alright. She's taking pot shots. Collide gets his pick. Now they're chasing down secret. Foul's already in position. This is a perfect bait. I love it. Great shot, Collide. Leviathan's already there. We already have bomb control. So this is... Okay. Overall, there's a theme that happens later. Sorry, Ultimate, I forgot to swap back to you. There's a theme that happens overall where it's like sometimes we have the ability to pull back and we don't. I'm not sure why we don't, but we take like 5v2, or really a 4v2, into 3v2. And now, you know, I mean, Sensei and Foul are really, they have more to cover than they should be covering. That's all. So Leviathan knows that they're coming down a ramp. But he announces... personally, I think he announces a little early, because you could have gotten a 1 kill and then a guaranteed round win. But whatever. It doesn't really matter. So Collide was talking about something related to the timing there on Ultimate's death. And I actually want to go back and review, because I understand that there was a smoke preventing Collide from his kill, but that's, to me, that I'm not sure that that's exactly the only thing that happened. Like, there's just a lot of things to check on ramp, and the guy who ended up killing Collide on ramp went back to the this railing spot, actually, ironically. Oh fuck, did I not? My bad. I didn't make it all the way back for some reason. But I think that timing and stuff like that, I do want to go over. Sorry about demo UI taking forever. Alright, here we go. This is the round. Oh, I need to see what happens where Alt gets rushed. So Collide gets his pick on the guys outside behind the wall of smoke. I see. I want to see the audio cues that you get. Now. Okay. So Collide. Yeah, okay. So Collide's picking into the ramp room. Let me see. We're actually just gonna watch it. I see. So this smoke right here is still up when Collide's coming through, so he can't trade this correctly, and this guy's, you know, just hiding behind the smoke using the OP spot. You know, the proper angle.
Bro, what the actual fuck is he doing, man? What game sense?
To be honest, it is just high game zone. That is the definition of, like, I don't trust anything yet. I don't trust anything. I'm gonna wait. And then they waited. That's it.
Ramp flank, and it literally like made them, literally like allowed them to kill you. I just had to wait for the smoke to fade because I had a deal and I had an op, so I can't push them. And I'm just
Sadly, he's absolutely right. That's exactly what happened.
What the fuck are they doing?
We timed them out correctly, and we're good. Okay, good job, guys. That's actually a good round. That's still a good round because afterwards, it demonstrated, frankly, a lot of discipline. This was actually something I was going to say earlier. It demonstrated more discipline than either of the two demos that I would watch previously. I don't know if it feels like it, but there was actually more discipline in this game. Interesting. So we're going for the pick. Again, down a secret. Even though we know they're low money. Alright. No comment. It's fine. Oh. NT. So this is an anti-force, and they've done this before. The other team has basically just like gone pick mode when they're eco. Like instead of full buying anything, like forcing around something, they'll just like play really slow. Spicy. Nice shot. Nice shot, foul. Oh, this is so winnable. Yes, good job. We really shouldn't be bringing our anti-ecos that close. And it's, I mean, on this map, it's been a little bit of a pattern. Against this team, it's been a little bit of a pattern. I think they're just good at deagling and good at CZing and playing nuke. Like, what the fuck are we doing with our lives? Fucking nuke. So they're back to their standard setup. They are running it up. And I want to see what their default is in comparison to yours. That actually looks exactly the same. They're going to do 2 rifles inside early. I like Collide's aggression. And we throw a control molly. I'm going to rewind. Sorry. I was doing overall, and you guys were doing specific. I'm turning volume up for audio keys. See, this right here is where Leviathan's control nade, like an HE nade instead of that molly, like right when Collide is pushing, if Leviathan throws an HE nade, it's fucking OP. Because that guy eats the nade and then Collide would be able to kill. Even though it's actually a good control spot. Damn. Damn. I gotta see that shot, man. I gotta see that shot. Okay. We're gonna watch that fucking shot collide. Cause motherfucker just shot you while you were in a smoke. I want to see how faded it was. So this dude's probing. Oh, he knows. Okay, so he knows you're there. And he may in fact know that you never got out. Because of his boy, like, right next to you. It's just fucking 1 billion IQ game sense. This is the same dude, by the way, who turned around on Vu. The YouTuber, I think. Same guy who turned around on Ramp. It's nuts. It was very smart. I want to know whether they make audio keys here.
Help me through it. I'm just gonna lose.
Yeah, they are making audio keys. Oh no, sorry. He didn't cock a nade. So you guys can't actually hear them switching weapons, but you heard the it's there. What? That's brutal. He heard, by the way, he heard that nade cock.
Bomb has been planted.
You have a full, yeah.
Terrorists win.
Let's run back some. I just want to do some clutch analysis on that. So I see. Okay. So foul is the rotator. Ultimate gets caught, nade in hand, basically. In that situation when you know they're that close, I'm not sure that I would toss an nade, but based on these audio keys right here,
Bomb has been planted.
Foul knows that this guy has just planted. He probably can't get timing on his nade. I think it's great game sense to know this molly, but for whatever reason it ends there. I think instead of flashing, it would have been better to smoke front sight, or like middle sight, just so that you can get out more effectively, and that you can choose a direction to go in. And then the other thing is, like, I don't think you needed to peek before the smoke faded, because waiting for the smoke to fade was only going to be like another second or two, and then ultimately it was still down to like a rush duel. I don't know, just my thought. That would have given you more space to work with, and you would have had wider space to like shoulder peek out and then like come back in without getting fucked by the smoke itself. I want to know what you guys do on this round. This is a really important round. It's a tough breakpoint round. Nice shot. And I like the fact. So I understand more Collide, like what you're going for in a situation like this. Like this makes a lot more sense to me. The mobile up. It's something that a lot of teams, like some teams still do it a lot. A lot of teams used to do it more in the past. When Olaf Meister used to op, this is exactly how he would op on his T-sides. That's just a fucking pre-fire, and I think he sees your shoulder from the angle. Fuck it. We're finding out. By the way, the peak from, okay, we're going to do this first, actually. I'm going to let the early part of the round play out. You're going to get that pick outside. Nice job. The peak from Hut towards this opening here is actually stronger. It's more CT-sided now. So if an AWPer was to peek, or a rifle was to peek in this direction, because this wall is white, and that wall has like the yellow and gray stuff, like this is a darker area to see. I feel like I can see T-heads more here. It's just easier to see T-heads here. So we're gonna come back to this, and I think it's 8. I think it's, yeah, it's John who kills you. I want to see whether he actually sees your body or what. We'll turn off X-ray. I guess he sees you like a shade before, but to be honest, that feels like a pre-fire. Just feels like a solid pre-fire. Alright. So they react by setting up the A exec. I like that you're not using. I like that you're not using the heaven spot. No, it's coming down.
Bomb has been planted.
I'm gonna come to Sensei real quick. I think everyone goes down during the VP execute, and Sensei, I think you should go up. I'll show you what I mean. Oh fuck, I totally missed it. I'm an idiot. This is a rough shot. I don't know how that missed, by the way. When I saw it the first time, I thought it was gonna hit. Alright, so frags are coming in. Or sorry, nades. So we're in VP exec mode. Okay, now we're in VP exec mode. Okay. So here, I think this is like, I think it's the right idea, but it's not quite a crossfire. The problem with this setup is that you guys are both on the same angle, so like literally look at where the corpses are, right? If I'm a T coming out in this direction, I can actually isolate Sensei against whoever was in the corner. I can't remember. I'm sorry. But like the wider this guy swings, both crosshairs are coming out to the right, and then a guy can narrow peek and just kill Sensei, and then narrow peek and kill, I think it was ultimate. So that's one thing that I don't love. Now the other thing is that against the VP execute, we have a molly that lands here. We have a molly that lands here. But there's nothing that actually stops you from coming up onto the yellow thingamajig. And plus, remember, we still have one outside, so it actually kind of makes sense to come up. So you're standing here, you hear the molly coming in. I would run in this direction and jump up on the ladder and come up to this spot here. From this spot here, you can look straight down and watch hut, while your vent guy is literally waiting. Because at some point, either they're going to come out hut, in which case they're going to take contact from you and him. And at some point, he's going to have to deal with door. But your outside player may also be able to help with door. I know that was smoked up at the time, just something I'm bringing up. So, as a T coming out, first guy probably gets double dinked here while he's running around, right? The second guy is like, oh shit, hut. And he's probably thinking that you're right here. If you play this angle instead, literally sitting in this corner, looking straight down, I think you just have a higher chance of effectiveness. The other thing is that from this corner, the M4 spray, the left and right part of the M4 spray is easier to control. The left and right part of the AK spray is easier to control. You're going to get headshots along that as you drag down and then pull to the left. It'll be easier to get headshots from that angle. And in fact, the fifth bullet, the one that comes to the right on the M4 spray, is also easier to hit straight down from that angle, as opposed to if they're running out ahead of, like if you're sitting on this corner, which I've also seen people respond to that molly, literally just by sitting right on this corner. when they're coming across your screen to the right, you're actually pulling down in the other direction as you wide spray against multiple people. And again, this is a situation where it's possible, you know, this T's crosshair is already up in this location. I know you're on Nico. This T's crosshair is already up on this location, and it's tougher to, it's easier for them to drag into. Nice commit, Python. Holy fuck. You're out here. You're fucking entering the lobby, dude. I like it. By the way, I'm focusing on all this small stuff specifically because of what Collide said earlier tonight. That it really was the, you guys feel like it was the CT side of what you lost. Okay, because you feel like it was the CT side in which you lost, and I'm you know, so far I understand why. The big thing that's happened is that if you look at the round, like the round loss, we lost a breakpoint round after losing multiple people, and that's just rough. Can't really rebuy correctly, and then when you lose this round, you're on eco. That's just, you know, CT economy. It sucks. We're gonna come back to however the fuck you guys won this round, but good job, whatever. I like there's a pattern on this map of like, alright, well, Upper is still alive. This isn't you guys, this is, I feel like this is just Nuke. Nuke is one of those maps that like, alright, now what do I do? All the rifles are dead. And there's no one left to pick. I can walk around scoped. Oh no. Good job. Okay. So we're on a force, and both teams are on a force basically. So this is a round in which we should be mollying both door and fix that, please. So this is a round in which there should be a molly in hut and a molly at door, because this would have been a perfect round for them to rush you guys, because of the low economy. They rebought an op, which I'm not, you know, I don't know. I don't love. I like the foul's already in the anti. Where am I? I didn't even know this room existed. I like that foul went down early to the vent. This is perfect. Like, this is exactly what SOAR was doing, by the way, on their anti-force buys. They were setting up, they were ready to go in, like, response positions. Jesus Christ, these guys are fucking geniuses. They must have heard you. There's no fucking way that they multi-jump there and no one runs down the left side ramp. Fucking bullshit. We're gonna find out if they heard you. All these small things, by the way, are like the things that end up being really important at a high level of play. So like knowing whether or not they heard you, fucking up this jump twice or whatever, it's just not good. I mean, I don't mean that as an indictment of your play. It's just like this tiny little cue gets them whatever they need to know. What the fuck? There's no one even there. Unless Vu can hear that far, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. I'm sorry. Vu might have been there early enough to hear it. We're gonna watch this whole round. This dude's name is Bukashaw. Fuck him. What a weird name. We gotta find out about that smoke. Okay, so one thing that's interesting, this is really for Collide more than anything else. As these guys slow pick, as the Opera slow picks here, he literally just brings someone with him. So Bukashaw thought that was a flash. I don't know if he caught that. And he knows now that it's a smoke. And I wonder if that's how they know you're up there. Because they fucking multi-jump this shit. Or if it's just the pick, right? Maybe it's sound. I'm not convinced, man. So Foul has declared Leviathan on the flank. Alright, so we've seen that. No. I think that Molly was like a immediately or never kind of situation. I'm actually surprised that they didn't run right into you. Okay. Do you have like a God mode clutch, dog? No, okay. Alright. Are we on the force? Or are we? I guess we have to be, right? We're gonna double save. Okay. Do we have to? You know, part of the problem is that we just got broken again, right? Let's look at money after, before for a second. Sorry if I'm not at the meat and potatoes. Like, if the next several rounds really matter a lot. Okay, so right here, we're at a place where Collide took a rifle and full setup from Foul. Okay. Now thinking economically, Nicole was the force. All right. We do have 2 rounds to give before they're tied. 5 before the win. Okay. So one of the rifles inside. One of the rifles pushing radio. I like it. Double push. So we get one into radio, and then we have one drop off. These dudes are just playing like, wow.
Wow, he killed you.
Good. We're gonna watch the spray down, baby. Good job. That's what you have to do, dog. I don't know what you said. So I think, first of all, the molly is how they know you're in this corner because of the angle that it's thrown from. Not that big a deal. nothing else is really happening elsewhere. Oops, elsewhere on the map. Nice shot, ult. I mean, it's definitely the most beautiful down I've ever seen, ever, in my entire life. Never seen anything cleaner than that. Alright. Fucking nuke. DE_shift walk. Good job. I don't care where they happened. They're just searching for random shit right now. Alright, we got the Molly. We don't have one on Hut. We could have one on Hut. No, I missed it. Fucking hell. Literally the worst cameraman. Sorry. Oh, we're only at an hour. I'm terrible. Alright. So it looks like, and I don't know, you know, whether we can get this read anyway, other than this flash followed by the no info, like no anything. And I think Ultimate also gets timing tier. Yeah, I had a feeling. Alright. So, there's a little bit of a theme. Sensei's done it. I think Foul did it once. Now Ultimate did it too. I actually think that we should be more liberal with our use of that Molly, that early Molly, like the anti-push Molly. Like, instead of trying to get this perfect... Fuck. There we go. Instead of trying to get this perfect push cancel, and by the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed the theme, but every time they take control of somewhere, they turn around. Like, they do not trust this Hut push. This is how they defend against Hut and door pushes, as opposed to the way that we did, where we just posted Foul inside. I think that this is the new way to do it. Anyway, Ultimate. Instead of like basically trying to get this perfect Molly that blocks off, that like cancels the rush, right? Which is elegant and nice to do, but it's very hard to do in organized play because their third guy in line or second guy in line probably should have a smoke ready to right click right into your Molly if you do get the perfect timed Molly, right? So they're still going to get the rush off. Instead, use it in an area which would allow you rifle supremacy. What I mean to say is, like, okay, you know they're trying to rush this spot. Which side do I prefer to shoot against? Like, which side do I prefer for them to cross? And then you guys are gonna win by timeout? Okay, never mind. Which side do I prefer to send them to in order to finish my kills? And I'm sorry for the rest of the team. We're gonna have to go back to this, but this is super important for Ultimate and for like Foul and Sensei guys who are playing those A spots, right? The anti-rush spots. If you put a Molly right here, you're forcing them to swing left on you, to swing to their right, your left, from this angle, which you can then drop down here and then continue to take headshot duel right across the top of, let me get rid of this display, right across the top of the ramp here, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's this floor plate, right? So if you're up here, you know the rush is coming. Sorry, you're on your way back here. Instead of using using an entire magazine, I only use, when I spray through smokes, I literally only use like 15, so that I can then QQ and have my 15 shots up in my magazine. It's actually why I do personally think that reloading earlier is fine. The other thing is that as you're running on your way back here, you can toss a Molly here and funnel them to your left. Or you can toss a Molly, you can literally hurl a Molly right at this box, which comes out here, and then they have to come to your right. So what I'm trying to get you into is position, and this goes for Sensei and Foul as well, guys who are covering those A locations, the anti-rush locations. Funnel them into a position that you feel comfortable fighting. Fuck, now we're gonna have to go 2 whole rounds. God damn it. Funnel them into a location that you feel comfortable fighting. Whether it's the right side of the box or the left side of the box is entirely up to you. But my whole point is that, like, if you can cancel the rush, that's one thing. But you're never going to be able to like fully cancel the rush. They might just re-rush, right? After your molly goes down, they literally might just run in and 4-1 you, just like they were planning to do the first time anyway, which is something to be cognizant of. So if you're going to have to take that contact anyway, you might as well try to put them into a location that they feel less comfortable with. Because ultimately, you're going to have to deal with that situation. Man, I fucked this demo up. Shit's gonna crash. Okay. So we saw that one. This is the anti-B rush. Great job on the last round, by the way, guys. Let's turn X-ray back on. Okay. Let's turn that back on. Okay. Our footsteps not playing. Alright, whatever. So Collide's going down secret. Ultimate is already in the smoke position. So they're just timing you. That's all. You have the sense for it, but unfortunately, they're just in a timing position. All right, so we're gonna watch the rest of the round real quick. I'm getting phantom noises. This is literally because of the round skipping and shit that I've been doing. So they're, after taking ramp room control, they decide to regress back out. Interesting. Literally for shift lock. I miss all 3 of these fucking duels. I'm so bad at this shit. Sorry. Stutter step hesitation on the molly cost it, because I see the molly you're trying to throw here. It's perfect. This would have been perfect if you literally just chuck it, and then you have your rifle up for this swing, or like for this swing, whichever side. It's tough. All right, so we're gonna go to Vithan. He takes that first contact here. By the way, this is a good. I like the push into the advanced position. This is a great play. Just get infiltrated. NT. Alright. So we're back to our force. And this is the one, actually, this is the one where I say, you know, was the force, the previous one, was this, were the previous round losses totally necessary? Like, this break necessary? Because I don't remember whether you had guns around on this round. But, I don't, you know, I'm not totally sure whether it was necessary to force the previous time. 1-1 is just so bad for CT side nowadays. Going 1-1, I mean. This time fouls. Hunt. Holy shit. Sensei too. I like it.
We have a good chance in this round. Look at our utility and look at the fucking house. And that guy said also. Alex.
Yeah. Good. I think they're gonna flank through heaven and get Josh there.
Yeah, he's right.
That's good from Alex then. I gotta fucking apply this or get the CZ.
I'm done.
NT.
It's alright. You made the
Oh no.
The point.
Anti.
That was close.
Shift walk central, man. Fuck. This demo, not even like the other ones, but this demo in particular made me fucking remember how much I don't like the new version of this map. Because it's just like a billion angles all over the fucking place. Yeah, it's like, alright. I get it. You want me to hold shifts. You want me to check every corner. I mean, I love it, but I also hate it. I have to be honest. Oh no. Okay. That's just nerves. Just gotta shake your hands out, man. Didn't happen. Did I skip around? No, I didn't skip around. Okay. Okay. So let's pause real quick. Round 26. So round 26. If Foul hits the perfect flank shots, 2 quick headshots, focus, Foul, this is for you. I know you know. It's all good. No big deal. We're not going to talk about it. But the big thing is to focus on completing the first kill. The second kill is just gravy. But everyone going 1-1 in a situation like this, and three like low numbers here, especially with low timing, means that like that there's a higher percentage chance that we win, that CTs win. Just something to think about there. The bigger picture is that we've had other rounds where we were very, very close, but we didn't have the discipline to check every corner. Now, if you look at what Team Shiftwalk over here is doing, they're having the discipline to check literally everything, every single time. And, like, sadly and unfortunately, the one time that they didn't check something, you happen to be in the perfect foul. You happen to be in the perfect position to, like, close the kills, right? There's no point in talking about, like, why or whether or not it happened. That's not the point. The broader perspective is that if we just apply that further layer of discipline, there's no reason that this isn't 16-14, right? And then if we apply that same level of discipline to like all our anti-forces and anti-ecos, and if we change it, if we throw in a couple different fakes on T side to confuse them, possibly even different control stuff, like the way that you guys are pushing radio is fucking awesome. It's great because it means that they have more than one thing to be worried about now. And when you give them more than one thing to be worried about, that's when you can start pushing HUT. That's when you can start flashing outside and not going outside because they're like, wait, they flashed outside. Are they gonna come? Like this damage is awesome. This damage is free. I think you guys should have full saved here and gone for the tie. I mean, you could have gone for the win. I don't know, whatever. That was a round on which you should have saved. Just, I don't know, that's my opinion. We can talk about it in depth, like, number for number. You're out here, dude. Nice try. Okay, let's run this back. Okay, so I don't know if these last two rounds, you know, be honest with yourselves too, like were they tilt calls? Because one of the things, and I don't mean tilt from like collide, like that perspective. What I mean is like, are we just at a place where, because this buy right here should have been the previous round, right? But if we're gonna do something like this, if we're gonna do something like this, I think this is exactly the kind of thing that we want to do, following an HE over the top of red. There's actually not much to say about this round specifically, but like, so if we look back at the previous two rounds total, so this one that we just lost, right? Plus the previous one, we're gonna go back one more because I need to see the numbers. I need to see the money too. When we're down to like the last 5 and 6 rounds of a game, every number matters, or like every dollar matters. So to open here, okay, so I think this is the round in which we save and we go for the tie, take it into overtime and win. That's my opinion. Like, we've seen that this round we're gonna lose. Instead of, yeah, okay. So especially here too, like the other thing, if we're gonna force like this, we end up with only one kit, which I don't love. Like when we're down this low, we have 5 flashes, and we have 6 flashes. It's late, and only one kit. Just something to think about. Like, so going all the way back to our cobblestone demo review, I think this is a situation where those 3 pistols have to be doing something for the SMGs to complete kills. I was gonna say rifles. Could not remember SMGs. All right. NT. Good job. Let's try. Ah. The mini guy killed you. Alright. So this, if this was your previous round, then you have guns on this round, you secure the tie, and then you go for the win. I know the guns wouldn't have been any better than they really were, ultimately. But you probably would have had a couple of FAMASs, that kind of thing. Nice shot. NT. Okay. So Collide knows that he's getting pressured outside. Foul's already in position. Foul's at multiple right here. Okay. Foul, when you're on this angle, first of all, you can move to the right side, peeked, duck back, come to the left side, come back up and peek. So the enemy is going to be pre-aimed left once you show left, right, and then you come back down, you come back up, and when you come back in, they're pre-aiming like the wrong spot. So like they're gonna have to flick between you guys, between your 2 positions. Just something to think about. Was that Foul or Collide that I was talking to? Whoever was on stairs. This map was a game of inches, so That's why I'm hitting these rounds over and over again. Alright, so we're hoping fucking the bug where that's still not Alright, so Fel goes down. Collide knows that they have secret control. Fel's about to make contact. Since he smokes, he'll follow within the vent, I guess. Alright, so we just lose 2 vent duels. Nice try. Good game. So we lose 2 vent duels. I think at the end of the day that round just comes down to losing the 2 vent duels and losing Fel without a trade. That's a place, Fel, like to reflect back on the fire situation at ramp. That's a place where, like, on your retreat, you can literally be running and bank a molly off a wall and slow down their push on you. When they know that you're there and you know that they're there, they either have to chase you down and kill you, so that they can then turn around and shift walk away, or they have to like assert themselves and push you all the way back into a position where they're going to kill your rotators. And so by the time you give up access to the vent hall, whatever, long hall, within secret, you're already in a position where, like, your teammates may not be able to help you correctly, because even if you stayed alive all the way through the vent duels in decon, it's possible that they literally have a rifle just dedicated to sitting on your spot while 2 people, like, fight the vent guys. You know what I mean? So just something to think about, that, like, this, it's all these, like, really small things, kind of like the noise that happened in ramp room, where Ultimate was getting up, and I think we lost that round literally off of Ultimate, I think it was Ultimate missing that jump, or Collide, like, not standing up correctly, or whatever the fuck happened. It's like all those small things that give them the noise that then their caller Vu says, all right, we have to double check that no one's on boost, because I haven't gotten a pick. You know, I haven't seen anyone in my scope this entire time, and they smoked this random spot. And he also, you know, one of the things that I had brought up earlier, this is really for the AWPer Collide. As you're picking out different spots, it is nice to bring one of those rifles in with you to insta-trade, which is what Vu seemed to do. I think that's it.